Hello YouTube, hello Internet, it's Irish Guy here. This is video number 200. I'd like to thank everyone for your support. And for your support, today I'd like to talk about cheerleaders. Woo! And actually these cheerleaders are not cheerleaders like we're accustomed to. These cheerleaders are stock cheerleaders, also known as stock pumpers. Now, often when dealing with penny stocks or sub-penny stocks, there's an abundance of information, an abundance of manipulation. And a stock cheerleader, what a stock cheerleader will do is enter a forum, stock forums. That's one of the main elements that drive the buying interest of a penny or sub-penny stock. But what these cheerleaders will do, they'll enter those forums and they will try to, in essence, pump up the crowd with their cheerleading techniques. Now, there's a lot of ways to spot a penny stock cheerleader. Now, one of the most common ways is to look at the frequency of posts. Are they posting a ton of gibberish? And if so, do the posts, do they contain positive information? And more than likely they do. You know, it's great news. But when you look at it in greater detail, well, what's the source of the information? See if you can verify that. A lot of times there's no link to verify whether or not the claims that this stock cheerleader made were valid or not. And then also, even if they are valid claims, check the date. They could be referencing a press release or a significant event that occurred months or years earlier. That's something they'll also often do. And then the other thing they'll do is they might put some legitimate information together, but then mix in some stuff that makes it more positive than it actually was. So anytime that you see someone in a forum posting a lot, and they're posting what seems to be a lot of positive information, do your due diligence, check the sources of the information, and don't trust anything that's in the post, and don't trust anything that links to another website, because a lot of times what these pumpers will do, they'll have the source of their excellent information present on another website. So although you're linking from that forum to another site, that doesn't mean that the information on another site is legitimate. So always do your due diligence. Check the source of the information. And as a rule of thumb, usually what I do, I just use otcmarkets.com, and I check that for official information, whether it be financial reports, press releases from the company. I only trust a source like OTC Markets or the news through my brokers. Now, often for sub-penny and penny stocks, the information that's available through an online brokerage account is not always necessarily current. Sometimes it'll hit the reels on these other sites first, and then there's the Edgar, the SEC Edgar. That's a great place to pull up filings and all of that. So, you know, do your due diligence, and I cannot emphasize this enough. Do your due diligence, and also always check the quality of the information that these stock cheerleaders are posting. Now, why do stock cheerleaders? Why are they doing this cheerleading? Well, there's several reasons they might do this, and I mean, there's no way to explain it all in this video, but I'll explain some of the most common scenarios. One of the absolutely most common scenarios is that this cheerleader or group of cheerleaders, sometimes they trade in groups, and they've acquired a large position in this highly speculative sub-penny play. And they want to get out. They want to get out because they want to get in on another stock that they feel more confident will perform well. Or they want to go out. They want to get out because they know this stock's about to go no bid and probably stay no bid forever. No bids that's where you could not sell the stock, but you could buy it. So it's basically also known as seller boxed. The stock is seller boxed, like it's in the basement. And a no-bid stock's no good. I mean, these could sit no bid for years, could lose it all. I mean, it might, you might get a bid back, probably won't. So they're wanting to get out of a position. So they're trying to pump it up, trying to hopefully bump up the price per share, so that hey, maybe they'll even break even, maybe they'll make a small profit. But that's one of the most common reasons for cheerleading. Now, another reason for cheerleading is to raise awareness within forums for a new investment that they're either in or they want to get in really heavily to. So now what would happen? Why would they be doing that? Well, let's say, for example, that previously they had been involved with the stock and it shot up from 0002 to 0001, and they made a huge amount of money. Well, they want to put that money somewhere. So they've identified one stock or maybe a group of stocks that they feel that are primed to move easily. Now, when these cheerleaders are looking for a stock that they want to pump, they're probably going to look at the share structure. So the share structure, and you can obtain this if a penny stock does not have what's referred to as a gagged transfer agent, you can contact the transfer agent that's associated with that ticker symbol, and they will provide you with the share structure. A lot of these pennies, especially sub-penny stocks, are so diluted that it would take billions of volume just to uptick. Now, there are some rare cases out there where you find a sub-penny stock trading in the 000 range, .000, that's 3 zeros, let's just say .0002, that are in good standing, are not on the lowest tier, which is pink sheets. Maybe they're an over-the-counter OTCQB or something like that, and maybe they don't have a gag transfer agent. And maybe they have some verifiable products and or services on the market. Now, those are rare cases. But when these cheerleaders find these stocks that fit their criteria, and that's most often what it is, a stock that is in good standing, preferably has not been pumped in the past by any other individual or group of individuals. When they find that, then they get all around it. So you'll see these people, and it could even be the same person for that matter, using multiple nicknames. So they'll get in a forum and they'll go through what we talked about earlier, putting out all these gibberish press releases and all of that. And a lot of times people buy into that, and it's sickening when they do, because us more experienced traders, and I don't consider myself to be an experienced trader, but us traders that have level 2, also known as L2 or market depth, we can see all the last sell information. And a good example of one that I was watching recently that was being pumped. Now this company, and I'm not here to talk individual ticker symbols, but this particular company was an OTCQB, which is good standing for a sub penny stock. And then also their transfer agent was not gagged. So you can call the transfer agent, get their share structure. Their share structure looks really nice. The company within the next quarter has plans to release a new product line. They're going to attend some trade shows, all kinds of good stuff. So from a reputability perspective, and I would never consider any penny or sub-penny stock to be 100% reputable. But from a reputability perspective that, hey, it's a penny stock and they've still got something going for them, and they don't really have anything I can dig up that really taints the company's image in my mind, this particular company looked good. But the penny stock cheerleaders also identified that, and they were all over this one. Now their plan didn't really work, because they came in, and I'll give an example. And like I said, I'm not going to mention the ticker symbol because it doesn't matter. But these cheerleaders came in, and there was one that seemed to be one person with like multiple screen names, and then they seemed to have some friends. Seems to be a group of traders, and you can tell by looking at their post history. And in most stock forums, you can look at the history of an individual poster and see where they posted before, and you can kind of see they'll move from stock to stock to stock. And when you see that type of trend, and you read the posts from the previous forums, it's obvious that, hey, they're a stock cheerleader, they're a stock pumper, and this is just their next step in the process. So for this particular stock, what they did, they came in with all this great news. They put out the news. It was old news, made it look like it was current news. They played on people's emotions. But in this particular stock, people didn't really buy on it, because this particular stock is in good standing, and it's a sub penny now, but it's one that used to be close to 50 cents a share, and encountered some issues. But they, now in the 000 range, it's lost a lot of the people that were long that stock and that bought in at higher levels. They've lost interest. They don't even care about the forums. It's not attracting the new people because they're not even really familiar with this company. And then that's why the cheerleaders are coming in. They're trying to, in their mind, raise awareness. But their pump didn't even work, because they came in, and for example, this was trading just a few million shares a day. and then all of a sudden we had like a $300 million share day. But for all of us with level 2, we saw a lot of weird stuff going on. If you look at the what appeared to be a group of cheerleaders wanting to enter a new stock and really get in, was in reality a group of traders that apparently had acquired a large position of this company probably during one of the previous runs, and they had a lot of shares they wanted to unload. So in this $300 million volume day, if you looked at the last sell information, you would see the end result is that you saw about 10 million buys at 0002, and then the rest were sales. This group of individuals dumping at 0001. So out of that 300 million, only 10 million were actual buys. 290 million were sales at 0001. And then these pumpers, they just kind of left, and apparently they got out. They probably wanted to get out higher, but they decided that their pump wasn't working. People were not buying, so they decided to go ahead and get out of it while they still had while there was still a bid on the stock. So they sold for a loss, and then they moved on, moved on to their new play or whatever. But that's what a stock cheerleader does, and I mean it's really it's one of those things. Depending upon how involved you want to become with penny or sub-penny plays, it's always important to recognize all that manipulation. Now that's just a penny stock cheerleader. That's just one form of manipulation. The list goes on, and as I get a chance, I'll post some more videos, and I've also already got an abundance of videos out there on YouTube about stock. Just look for my videos that end in stock market terminology. But I'll post some more stuff, and if you have any questions or anything, I'm always happy to answer, and I'll also be happy to answer in the form of a video. And if you're wondering why my videos, for the most part, always have this sepia tone or sepia, I guess you should say, or black and white, it's because my office, when I film these videos in my home office, I've got fluorescent lights in here, and it's just really awful. So I use this weird video color to make everything look more normal. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, and good luck. Be careful, and remember, penny and sub-penny stocks are always a gamble, no matter what people say. Have a good one.